Hey y'all, this is Driver. So we're continuing on with some more older content in World of Warcraft, and today we're going to be looking at Scarlet Monastery. As you can see, I do have a couple things pulled up here for Wowhead, and we'll get into that second one here in just a couple minutes. But we're going to start with just Scarlet Monastery. A little bit of back history on this instance, and this actually relates to the other piece that we're going to be talking about as well. Is Scarlet Monastery used to be a little bit smaller of an instance, and they took two instances and combined them together down the road. I don't remember which expansion changed that. So Scarlet Monastery is technically two different instances that they mixed together. And the next other one that we're going to also talk about, which is located just across the hall, was done exactly the same way. So used to there was four instances in this one building, and now it's just two. So by them combining it, it gave you more bosses in each one, and they're both pretty much a quick run through. This one has 8 bosses in it. Here is a map, but this is just the courtyard or the graveyard area. This is when you first come in. You go through a little entombment, and out here, and it just wait a minute, I might be backwards on that one. Yeah, no, I'm right. So anyhow, there's a little bit more to it than just this right here, and you'll see that as we go through it. They don't really give you any information on the bosses themselves other than their names here. I'm sure you can click and read more about those if you would like, and all that fun stuff. So as far as I was looking at on the loot, everything in here is pretty much transmog except one thing is a miscellaneous island item, which is the Scarlet Key. Um, I don't really remember even getting a Scarlet Key out of here, so I almost feel like this is discontinued, but I'm sure it's not discontinued and it has a purpose. I'm not going to forward looking for it to see what it is or what it's used for unless I end up getting it, and then I'll later on look for it, which is no big deal. In here you have two quests that can be picked up. One of them is actually picked up out in Oldham, and then the other one's picked up in here, and it is for the Scarlet Key. So that Scarlet Key, from what I can tell, might be just a quest item. There's two things to start the quest, which are these two items, which we've seen those in several instances. There are actually 3 achievements in here. So you have Scarlet Monastery. We'll start with that one there, and that is for completing Scarlet Monastery, obviously. Now the other two are Holiday, and these are for during the Halloween event. I'm drawing a blank on the name of the Halloween event itself, but anyhow, um, there's a holiday boss in there, the Headless Horseman, that you go and get, and there's one achievement for getting his head, more or less, and another achievement for collecting the horseman's reins, which that is a mount. So that is the only cool thing to get out of there, but that's only during the Halloween event. So there's that to think about. So definitely during Halloween, you're going to want to come to this, but you're not going to want to just walk to the front door and do this. This is going to be max level run. But what's nice is it is queuable, and I'll show you later how you can queue for that. So our second fold of this is right across from the entrance for Monastery is Scarlet Halls. And this is the other one I was talking about that was combined. It was two instances that was combined into one that made Scarlet Halls. And this one here, we're not going to go in depth on this one, but it has a few bosses as well. And it's just the way they did all this. And looking over here, they said added and patched Mist of Pandaria. So I'm thinking that was during the time that they did all the changes. So anyhow, this part here is going to be looked over later, another video for when we do Scarlet Halls. But the reason I mention it is because if you're going to do Scarlet Monastery, you might as well do Scarlet Halls. So with all that entailed, guys, I know that's a lot of information to be thrown at right in the beginning, and I'm going to put a link to both of these down in the description. But the main focus is going to be Scarlet Monastery on this one. But I will go over a little bit with Scarlet Halls a little bit as we do it. And then when we do the Scarlet Halls video, there's going to be a little mention of Monastery. It's just, they kind of go together in a way. It's just one spot that you just hit both of them and be done with it. So anyways, guys, let's get into the game. I'll see you in just a second. All right, so we're now in the game here, and we're just outside of the entrance. This is just a hallway that goes up, but I wanted to show you the outside of it and also kind of show you how we got here. Now, a quick note, I'm going to be making a separate video to release before this one explaining ancient portal Dalaran. So I will go over that real fast, but I'm gonna go more in depth with it later. So if you are a mage, you're gonna want to get it's called Ancient Portal Dalaran. It's a book, and I'm gonna go over it next video, and it'll put you here. You'll have to use slow fall and all that good fun stuff. And that's still popping up like that. That's gonna be the closest place for a mage, or if you have a friend that is a mage that can help you get there, and that's fine. You know, that's going to be your closest portal, other than Iron Forge. For everybody else that is on the Alliance side, you're going to have to probably just go to Iron Forge, and you're going to have to fly up here. And when you fly up here, you're going to want to come up here to Hearthglen, and then you just fly over the mountain, and you're here. For my Horde friends, well, Undercity's right here, so I'm pretty sure you can put two and two together, right? So Undercity, it's right there. So anyhow, that's pretty much that. Like I said, be looking for that video, and I'll put that out and explain that a little bit more. So in here, and by the way, you can always come back out here and use any mounts, obviously, to tell you stuff. I have the Traveling Tundra that has sell mounts on it, repair and vendors. So you have those. Anyhow, you're going to come through here. You can come in either side, doesn't matter. And you're going to walk up in here. And I'll explain real quick what I was talking about earlier. So, like I said, this used to have 4 portals in here. And I want to say that either that one or that one was one of your other portals, and then just directly across the road was the extra portal for that side, which gave 4 total portals. Or if, which my memory is kind of telling me that this doorway is where the other portal was, and I think that's more in line. You had a portal here, here, one just right around the corner here, and one over there. So now the fun part is remembering which portal to go into, depending upon what you're going to do. Now, honestly, my personal opinion, if you're going to come over and do one, you might as well go do the other one. So you're going to want to run out and go run to the next one. So really, it doesn't matter which order you do these in, if that makes sense. So, but Scarlett Monastery is going to be on your left. As you come up this hallway, come around to the left, it's going to be on the left side. Scarlet Halls is going to be over here. So, with all that being said, let's get in this place. So, like I said, Mr. Pandaria made some changes and combined the two together. For the most part in here, I usually kill all the trash just for, you know, extra loot monies and stuff like that. We're going to avoid most of it just for, you know, the share of the video, save some time and whatnot. So you run straight through here, and there's your very first boss. Nice and simple. And he's done. Also, too, I made a mention of the Headless Horseman and him being a boss during Halloween. You'll have to queue up for that, and that's something I need to show you real fast. So if you go into Group Finder here, and you click here, and it will be down here at the bottom. So I don't see it because it's obviously not here. I'm pretty sure you guys know how to do that. So you can queue up for that. It is just a 5-man run, depending upon what class you're queuing up with, whether your heals, DPS, tank, whatever. Just that'll all vary on how quick how long your times are. But a lot of people will be queuing for it, especially right in the beginning and almost all the way through the whole thing, because people really want that mount. I actually have that mount, so it's actually a really nice mount. So anyhow, now we just go into here, and you're going to have a series of ads. If you want to take care of them or not, it really doesn't matter. But you're going to come out here, and your very next boss is going to be this way and up that little staircase. I usually clear all this, but we're not going to today. Gonna take care of these guys, get them out of the way. And I'm not going to worry about them. I can sidestep them pretty easy. So your next boss is this guy walking back and forth right here. Brother Korloff. He's a one-shotter, obviously. And as you can see, you can take him out without aggroing his buddies here that are practicing their fights. And then you go in here.
To think you've come so far, only to perish here.
And deal with
I'll
this
honor
guy.
you with clean deaths. My legend begins now. My legend.
So obviously, as you can imagine, the fight's not over. Gotta deal with her now.
Arise, my champion. Mograine.
So as you've seen there's just a little bit of respawning and stuff that goes on. But it's pretty well straightforward fight. It's just, it takes a little longer than it probably should just because of that. Now, one thing I do want to make a note of, just so you're aware of, I've had times where when I finish that boss, that it will aggro all these ads around me. It didn't today, but I've had it happen in the past. So, when you get done with that, like I said, Scarlett Halls is just that other instance right across the hallway. I would advise going over there just to save yourself a little time. And what's nice is that in this instance, you can go ahead and get on your selling mount if you have one, and go ahead and thin out everything you got. I don't have a whole lot of loot here because I didn't clear all the junk, you know, all the trash. But these guys do drop some pretty decent greens, some for transmog, some, you know, might benefit a character, maybe a lobby you're working on. So there's always that to think about. But with all that being said, guys, that's Scarlett Monastery. It's pretty simple. It's straightforward. It doesn't take very long. And like I said, you run across the aisle there and hit halls, and it really doesn't take that long to hit both of them at the same time. So that's going to be it for today, guys. And we'll come back and do another video later on of Scarlett Halls. So I will see you guys later. Y'all have a great day. See ya.